So today's video, I'm going to do something different than I normally do. I normally do art tutorials, but today I want to talk about rejection. A good friend of mine is writing a children's book, but she's afraid of rejection. She's never written one before. She's just starting out in writing. She's learning everything there is about this stuff. I've published before with comics, so I know about publishing in general. I was a graphic designer for 10 years, so she's been talking to me and asking me advice about where to go for publishing. And rejection is a big thing that all of us in any creative field has to learn, and we have to learn how to take it well. Because rejection actually shuts down a lot of people. A lot of people don't recover from it. They just give up and go find a day job or just do something more safe because they're afraid of people rejecting. You know what I think about rejection? Are they paying your bills? No. Don't worry about it. Well, if they're buying your book, I guess you can say they're paying your bills. Anyway, if they're rejecting it, they're not buying your book. So again, they're not paying your bills. Well, she said that she's had people laugh at her when she tried to do a song, writing a song. She got ripped off once on one of those publishing scams. Don't fall for those folks. Check out your publisher. Make sure they're legit. There's plenty of those scammers out there. Now, for rejection, check out any professional in any field, and you can see about rejection. Most people get rejected more times than they do being successful. You don't get successful without being rejected first. Honest, that's how it is. Unless you might get that 1.01% who got very lucky and got into whatever they're doing right away, which is very super rare. Again, you're going to get rejected a lot. And I do mean a lot. Todd McFarlane, the man who did the awesome Spider-Man cover in the 90s, Spawn, he got rejected 700 times. If you look at his documentaries and any video he makes, or if you get a chance to be lucky enough to talk to him on his Instagram or Facebook, he'll tell you. I mean, he has pictures of the pile of letters before he got in comics of being rejected. He took that energy and turned that negativity into positivity and said, you know what, I'm going to get better. This is what they're telling me I need to work on, I'll do it. Stephen King, a legend, right? We've known about him, his books, his movies. His very first short story he wrote, his teacher gave him an F. He was told, you'll never make it, you'll never be a writer. He sold that story to a magazine for $500. $500. And the story goes that he went in and took the check and pinned it to the board from his teacher. I don't know if that's true, but that's a story that was told about that. It'd be awesome if it is true. Stephen King's awesome. So is Todd McFarlane. My point is, to get good, you gotta suck first. It's not natural talent, it's practice. My friend does tell me, oh, you're so talented, I wish you had it. Practice. I'm 40 this year. I've been drawing since I was like 4. I've been practicing all my life. And hours and hours and hours, I've been practicing. I put in the time. You're never too late to start either. That's a whole different subject. But she's my age. We graduated in the same class together. And she's so afraid because now she's starting writing. Practice every day, folks. If you're an artist, an hour a day or more. A writer, hour, 2 hours, whenever you have time. If you got family and kids, when they're sleeping or anything, just keep practicing. You're going to get rejected. It's how you handle rejection is what makes you successful or not successful. Giving up, you're not going to get successful. No, you're not. So don't give up. Use that energy. And when it comes to criticism as well, there's usually 2 types of criticism. 2. You have your constructive, and that deals with positive, and then you have your trolls. Yeah, I'm not going to give the finger to everyone online here, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. And the trolls ignore, because they're like, well, your art sucks, or your writing sucks. And if you ask them, why does it suck? What is it about they suck? They can't answer that. They're like, I don't know, you just suck. Or you got big teeth. Or you're just stupid. Or fat. Ignore those idiots. They're just down there to get a rise out of you. They're 15 seconds of fame. Screw them. And now, constructive criticism, that's what you really want. That is great because that will help you learn it and grow. Because then you get a fresh pair of eyes looking at your work. Now remember, you've been on that book, the comic, for hours. So your eyes are going to see what you've been doing, but you won't catch your mistakes right away. That's why a lot of times when I'm in on artwork, like doing a page for like 10 hours, I'll walk away, I'll take a break, or I'll be done for the night. I'll look the next day and say, oh, okay, now this is why I did wrong. A lot of times I'll have my wife look at it. Okay, dear, now what do you see on here? Is this following the script right? Am I getting the letters right? The balloons right? The colors are good for you. You know, what do they look at? I'll have her look at it, critique it, edit it, and give it back to me. A lot of my friends who are writers that wrote books, same thing. They have editors too. I mean, comic artists do, but I do my own books completely right now. So my wife is pretty much my editor. But a lot of them who are going through companies, editors look at that, send back, you did too much on this page. This is what you need to change. This didn't work out. This character ain't working. Oh, great. I'll fix that. And don't get mad when you get constructive criticism. They're there to help you. Egos are hard to break, but you gotta break the ego, because that goes in with low self-confidence. A lot of us have a low self-esteem, which is why a lot of people are afraid of criticism. Natural, completely natural. I used to have a low self-esteem. You kind of have to get a thick skin in this industry. So when you're first starting out, you're gonna be raw, you're gonna be green, because a lot of times either you told you were sucked and you're afraid to get into it, or everyone told you you're great, you're awesome, and then we get in the real world with real people out there not real people, we're all real people, with people out there who are just as good as you are or better. There's always a bigger fish, so don't worry about it. You'll get told that, well, this ain't as well as people have been telling you. That's great, your mom and dad put your picture up on the refrigerator, but now this is the big leagues, folks. So don't worry about it. We all have to stumble, skin our knees, we get right back up. It's getting up what helps, and getting up is what matters. Like I said, if you're told something bad about it, find out what's wrong with it, fix it, go on. My very first 2 comics I published, I did in 2 months. Because I was just learning, I'm thinking, all right, well, they get a whole book done in a month. Well, at the time, I didn't realize that's the whole team that's doing it. You know, you got the writer, then you got the penciler, then you got the inker, then you got the colorist, letterer, the editor. So I didn't realize that, you know, you got 5 or 6 people that's going to publish that within a month. And now some companies are learning as well that they'll do the book within a couple months ahead of time, and then they'll, you know, take that and do it later. So it sucked. There's no story to it, no character development. I was just rushing to see if I can get it done within a month. I had 2 of them published. I sold 5 copies. I was heartbroken and crushed because I'm like, man, all this hard work sucked. Now I'm kind of embarrassed to even show the book. But, and they're still for sale. Some stores don't let you take them down. But they're a learning experience. Love the learning experience. And I learned a lot. I learned about, you know, you got to stumble, fall, get back up. I'm not a writer. I'm learning to write. I've always drawn. I've always drawn for writers, drawn for other people. But now I'm doing my own comics, I have to be the guy that does the writing and everything. I can do a whole video on that stuff, which I'll do in the future. So I learned all that stuff. Character development, everything. It's just something you have to learn. And the whole big thing about my whole rant is learning how to take rejection. I'm taking all that negative energy I got from rejection and I'm turning it into positive energy to fuel my dream of making it as a comic book artist. Because I'm starting over in the field. I've been published in the past. I got those 2 books of my own. I've done a whole bunch of small short stories for other people. But in 2013, I completely dropped out of the industry to take care of my mom full time. She has Parkinson's. So I had to completely drop everything. My career, all my contacts, my clients, everything. Broken Gear Studios, my studio, I shut down completely to take care of my mom. My wife got a second job so I could stay at home and take care of my mom because she needs someone with her full time. And then in 2017, we found a nice home that she wanted to be in as well because we no longer could take care of her anymore. I had some health issues of my own, so it was like double negative right there. So we found a nice home for her. 2018, we used the whole year to get back on track with our own lives. And this year, I'm relaunching my studio. I've been writing down, throw the whole thing I wrote down what I want to do for comics and all that, because I knew I was going to get back into it. But again, that was a big life rejection. I mean, my mom, think about it. She's a strong woman. Her body's rejecting her. Parkinson's is horrible. And when I think about how strong she is, that gives me courage, too, to keep going with what I'm doing. I love my mom. She's great. And she's still alive, and she's doing great. So I get encouragement from that. I have a pacemaker. I have cardiomyopathy. I found that out while I was taking care of my mom. Heart palpitations. I'm thinking I'm having panic attacks. No, my heart was pumping at 15%. 15. I was on death's door. Life was rejecting my butt. So I went through that, got a pacemaker put in, medication, stuff like that. I handled that rejection because I'm thinking, man, I don't want to die. I don't want to give up my career. I don't want to give up anything. I took that, used that energy, threw it right back into my work. Because I still drew. I still at my art table. I mean, mom was sleeping, I didn't have to, she wasn't using the bathroom, or, I didn't have to feed her all that time. I fed her, but in between supper, dinner, and all that, she's watching TV, she's content. I'd come in, draw for a couple hours, go back out. Mom, do you need anything? No, okay, I'll go back. Or you do? All right, well, I'll get back to my work later. So, even stuff like that. Life will happen. And life is part of rejection as well. You got kids, you got family. So all that stress hits you. And a lot about rejection, it's up here. All that's up here. Stress is all part of rejection. It can really mess up your mind. So again, don't worry about rejection. You got life. If you have kids, you got your kids. If you're like me, you got to take care of a parent, then you had a health issue, you got to take care of that. So don't worry about rejection. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep creating. Keep being strong and keep working at it. It will happen. Before you can get good at whatever you're doing, you have to suck. I do mean suck at first. Absolutely suck at first before you can get better. You think every great artist out there, Picasso, Leonardo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, sorry. The guys who made Ninja Turtles, they all sucked before they got better. You know why they got better? Because they practiced. They said, yeah, okay, I do suck, I'm going to get better. Drive, determination. So don't worry about it. If you have low self-esteem, well, that's okay. Work on that. Get out of your comfort zone. But don't worry about what others think. Again, they're not paying your bills if they think you suck, because they're not going to buy your book anyway. Who cares then? They're like, well, you suck. Would you buy my book? No. Why do I care what you think then? I care about the people who are going to buy my book. But before I care about them buying my book, I got to care about what I like first. Because remember, when you're making your own comic, you're making it for you. Absolutely for you first. And don't worry about perfection, but that'll be a whole different video on selling. This video is already going pretty long, it's 13 minutes, but I just want to shout out to my friend. Keep writing, you're going to be awesome. And that's what I'll hit too, about rejection. She's always constantly worrying about the technical aspects. Oh my gosh, you publish, I don't know what to do about that. The money, the technical aspects, how do I get the file in? Don't worry about that. That's just added anxiety to your rejection that you're worrying about. Get the story done first, period. If it's on napkin, in word processor, whatever, get the story done, because that's what's going to sell the story. The technical stuff, you can worry about that afterwards. Get your story done. Artists, get your art done. You can worry about the technical aspects later. We're in the digital age. If you do it on the table, beautiful. Do it on the table, scan it in, get it ready. When you get ready to scan in, then look up the technical. If you're doing print, 300 DPI. If you're doing webtoons, 72 DPI. There, I just helped you right there. See, less stress. Boom. Less rejection. Boom. It's that simple. So don't let all these little things get to you. Worry about your health. worry about your family, and just work and relax and have fun. Again, don't worry about the trolls. And if someone gives you constructive criticism, great. Take it and fly with it, because they're there to help you. They care enough to take time out of their busy day to tell you what they think is not so well about it. If you're sending stuff into a big company and the director actually has time to say, well, this is what needs to be done, all that, obviously take their suggestions. They do it for a living. They deal with hundreds of artists a day, per week, thousands. So when they're taking the time to tell you this, they want you to grow. The creative world is a small world, folks. Take care of each other, be good to each other, keep working, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.